Alright, so what is 10 for Will?
10 for Will is 104th and Wentworth. That's where I was. That's another place where I was born and raised. And like before that was Stateway, 35th and State. But everybody, my mother's side and my father's side eventually came all the way to 104th and Wentworth. And so that's where I was made at. 104th and Wentworth, born and raised. And like that's where I grew up at. That's where my generations is at. A lot of my family come from the, I think my granddad now moved over there in 1950s. I think he left around 06, 07. So a lot of history was over there on that block, and that's where I always, that's where I come from, as far as like being born and being raised. Like that's like home for me, And then as well, if you know anything about the early hundreds, like 100, like Halsted to State Michigan, all the way to like about 107th, 110th. If you around them areas, then you know about 10 for Will. 10 for Will is like it's really the hottest block in the hundreds. Ain't no block hotter than 104th and Wentworth. A lot of other guys had like end up getting like a little money and thought rapping and probably got on the rap scene or whatever like that, quote unquote said that they put us on the map, but really we already was on the map. It's just we ain't thinking no rapping. The guys thinking something else. You see what I'm saying? Cause we always was one block going against 15, 16, 17, 18 different blocks. And we always just won, but we the smallest, but the most dangerous. So I'm from 104th and Wentworth, man. Shout out Big Rob. Juan. Couple of other great comrades. D Mob, Shay, Milk. Guys like that, man. So yeah, that's just where I'm from.
So that's where you originated from. Now you're like we were speaking on earlier throughout the interview, you got some other other couple young brothers under you, especially the ones that just now hitting the rap scene, Ray Kruger and Max. Now they're from 15 for Will. Now does that now is that all one two, or is that like two different places?
Well, the thing is, the way of thinking is probably it's probably different due to a lot of things, because when you start talking about 15-4, then you start talking about the L. The L represents love to the family, love to our family. So we 10-4 is where I originated from, but I was taught certain teachings come from the Abler homes, from 13th and Loomis, guys from over there. You see what I'm saying? Roosevelt, which is known as the village. Those lot of guys who raised me. So our thinking mentality is like coming from those guys as well. As well as it's like a mixture. You see what I'm saying? But to respect where I came from, we had to do the 15-4 and we had to add the L, which is love to the families. You see what I'm saying? 10-4 L, as well as those guys over there in the village. So that's what the 15-4 L represents. At the same time, if you are what we are, if you part of the same family we part of, then we together. Simple as that. Anything else, it just is what it is. We got a couple of other people that we accept because they there and they, and they really, and they with us. But for the majority, we are what we are as a family. You see what I'm saying? Through loyalty, blood is thicker than water, but loyalty is thicker than blood. So that's how we operate, through loyalty and all being brothers-in-law.
Now, where are you taking New Breed next?
New breed. Yeah, that's definitely, it's certain things I'm only able to be I'm only authorized to be able to speak on when it comes to that. Due due to the wise men and the elders, but it's definitely going on. It's definitely going on the positive route. I mean, not necessarily positive as meaning good, but truthful. You see what I'm saying? We basically going towards fulfilling what I dream and what the vision was that Dr. George E. Davis had for us. So that's the route that we going with the family, the New Breed family. We just going towards a more truthful way, and we just basically seeing the light, and we fulfilling our dream. Because the dream gonna get fulfilled as well as the vision gonna get fulfilled. Because everything that was done such that the fruit could be. You see what I'm saying? The guys from back then was in the vineyard, and they was plotting it. They was digging, and then after a certain while, fruit began to rise. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the fruit of the hard work and labor. Like a lot of guys in that hard work and labor didn't make it. They had died or whatever because the sun was too hot, anything of that nature. You see what I'm saying? But it was for a good cause. It was for the cause of the fruit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the fruit of that which was. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is and what's gonna get fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So we going towards the vision in which the old man had for us, guys like Professor Maurice Jackson and Professor Samuel Lawrence, and guys like PG, PL, PBJ, Coach E, and many more great comrades, Coach Sellers, so we just going towards a truthful route.
So you're basically fulfilling you're basically finishing what was started years ago.
Yeah, I'm taking this thing called a firm step because it has to be took, for the betterment. And then one thing is that we the organization of all organizations, so if we don't do something right, or if we don't do it, then the other organizations won't do it. You see what I'm saying? I know people be like, man, how you figure that? Well, if you look at a guy called Jeepers, he actually is the Godfather, and he the Godfather of all nations. He the Godfather of the Blackstones, Vice Lords. He the Godfather of the Four Corner Hustlers, or he the Godfather of the Gangster Disciples, or Growth Development, or Black Disciples. He the Godfather of all nations, and his position came from Dr. George E. Davis. He laid that upon him, that now you will be the Godfather of all nations, of all organizations. So you see what I'm saying? So we as an organization, we have to make a firm step into doing what's right, such that the rest of the people could do what's right. Because we give wisdom. Wisdom is of rubies, and all things ought to be desired cannot compare to it.
So what is the difference between the organization and the gang?
Well, the thing is that, and that's what I be saying about a lot of police officers in Chicago. They say, we going against gangs and gangs and gangs. But I be like, if you want to go against gangs, then go to LA, because that's where they gang bang at. But an organization is some people that move in order, with an orderly fashion. You see what I'm saying? Once the paperwork is laid down, then once the teachers is laid down, then now we have a structured way we going to go about things. The same. That's why Thomas Jefferson said what he said about the British. And then once they did the Declaration of Independence, some time went past, and then what they did was they laid down the Constitution. We the people of the United States of America, to promote a union, to promote a unity, or to establish justice for domestic tranquility and things like that. you know, equal blessings and liberty to the prostitutes and so on. And then the Constitution came in, which was what was the First Amendment, this amendment, the powers of the presidents, the governments, things of that nature. And so once that began to get laid down, now you have the United States of America, and now is a order. It's a structure. So it's the same thing with organizations. The organizations as the growth development, the organizations as the black disciples, the vice lords, things of that nature, is all being laid down with teachings, certain teachings. So when you have teachings being brought into it, now you have this thing that's called organizations. It's no longer a gang. Gangs are confusion. Gangs are pack rats. They fight for the almighty dollar. You see what I'm saying? These are things that makes up what a gang is. A hand sign, all about a hand sign and dancing and stuff. Those guys are gangs. You see what I'm saying? And so it's the difference between organization and the difference between gang. We are not a gang. We are an organization. It's disrespectful to call us a gang because it's a lot of things that we set and we put down for an order and for a structure, and it's not nothing negative. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the difference of the two.